Hi everyone, this is Priyanka from Memory Keepers. Welcome back to my channel. So today I've got to share with you guys my latest creation, and I've also made a tutorial for this one. This is kind of a junk journal, you can say, or an album or anything as a keepsake. And this is made entirely from envelopes, and I've done some different kind of binding. And if you see, I've used the Prima butterfly paper pad 6x6, and there was just 10 or 12 sheets left, and I wanted to make something really cute and small so that I can use that paper pad. And it's like this, and this is the cover, and I've used this metal butterfly and this button for the closure, sorry about that. And this has a metal clasp closure, and I've put some charms in it to give it an added extra interest. And if you see, this is an accordion fold album like this, and I've kept some inserts like this. You can journal, put photos, you can put your brochures from travel, anything, your tags, junks, any keepsake, small souvenirs. And I've kept all that I was left with the paper pad, and I've kept some these cute little clippings. So this was really fun to make, and I hope you guys like this one. You can keep lots of stuff in this. If you see, there's so much space, and you can make it with more than this envelopes. I've used 10 envelopes for this one, and it came out to be super cute. I hope you guys like it, and do watch the tutorial for how to see how to make this. And if you have any queries, feel free to comment. Thank you so much, and do subscribe to my channel for more inspiring videos and tutorials. Till then, see you, bye. Hello everyone, this is Priyanka from Memory Keepers. Let's start the tutorial for the accordion mini album. I'm gonna use these envelopes, A2 envelopes. These are white colored, white smooth from Darius, and we'll need some white cardstock. That should be at least 100 pounds, 100 lb or 110. I'm using this one from Dressmakercraft Iris paper. It's 270 GSM, and we'll need some Tyvek. Tyvek is a strong material that is not easy to tear. So it comes in white and black, both the colors. So if you're using a black Tyvek, then use black cardstock, and if you're using a white Tyvek, then use white cardstock. So these come in a envelope style like this, and I have torn this, and I'm going to use this one. If you don't have a Tyvek, you can also use fabric, but I haven't tried fabric, but I think it will work. Okay, so let's just start with the tutorial. Now I'm going to use 10 envelopes. So what you're gonna do is just take the envelope and seal this flap. You can also use the envelopes which have a triangular flap. It doesn't matter. And you can also use colored envelopes, or the ones which have a shimmer thing in it, shimmer paper. Okay, so but I'm using these, and we are gonna cover them with the pattern paper so that it looks beautiful. Okay, so just stick all your envelopes, all 10 of them. I'm just gonna do 2 with you, and the rest I'll do it later. Okay, just stick them shut. Now what you're gonna do is trim the 1/8 of an inch from the other side. I'm gonna trim this with this one. Now just trim 1/8 of an inch, okay, from the other side. So now these will measure 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. So you're gonna do all this to all of your 10 envelopes. After that, what you need is take your pattern paper. Okay, so I'm using this Prima butterfly. This is some of my scraps from old project, so I'm using this as we don't need many sheets from this. So I'm just gonna tear this. Okay, now we'll cut 1.5 inch strips by 4 1/4 inch. So I'm just gonna trim 1/4 1/4 and 1.5 inch strips, 4 strips from this one. And now you're gonna ink your paper. I'm using this walnut stale from Tim Holtz distressing. You can use any that matches your pattern paper. I'm gonna use this side this time. So ink your edges of all the pattern paper. We are using this trim so that we don't waste more paper, because as it is, it's not gonna show on the envelopes. And the same thing, the inking thing, you'll also do with your envelopes. Okay, so just ink your envelopes as well from on all the 4 sides. This is just so that it merges well with the paper, and the white part doesn't show that much, because I think it won't look that good. And we're gonna ink from both the sides. Just lightly brush, nothing more. And it's gonna give a vintage shabby chic look. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna paste these strips. If you are using a design that is a horizontal or a vertical design, please make sure that it's in line with your paper. Like if it's like if the opening is from here, if your design is vertical, so it should be facing on like this. Okay, so it won't look bad from if you stick it otherwise. And now if your paper is a little bit extra, then please do trim it like that. And then again you have to ink your edge. Make sure that it's nicely burnished and prepped. Okay, next we are gonna place the other strip of paper on the other side from here. Okay, press it nicely. Do the same thing if it's popping out. See, mine is. And we'll do the same. We'll paste the strips on the other side as well. Just remember to check your opening and your design. It's better if you don't have any design, like it's a vertical or a horizontal or like that. If it's a design that can go any ways, that will be more easy to manage, and it will not take up on your time. Okay, so just like that I'm gonna do this. Okay, so you have to do this with 8 of your envelopes. Okay, don't do it with all the 10. You're gonna do this with 8 of ours. I'm gonna just ink this. Okay, now next what we are gonna do is, I have prepped some envelopes like these ones, so we are gonna stick it like this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just keep the envelope face opening. It should be toward away from you. Okay, just keep it like this and apply some glue on this side. It can go over on this paper as well, a little bit, just a little bit, so that it sticks properly. Okay, apply a generous amount of glue. You can also use tape for this method, and then I am just gonna place this envelope on top of this, like so. Just make sure that you are not going up or down. It should be in line from everywhere, otherwise this won't look good. Like in the end when you're done, this won't look good. Look good, sorry. Okay, I forgot to trim my excess. I'll have to use my cutter. I'm just gonna ink the edges. Inking is important because it just looks so beautiful when it's inked all over. Now if you give it a good press, and then you'll have something like this. Okay, you're gonna stick 8 of your envelopes like this, and I'll do this and I'll be back. Okay, so now we'll make the cover. For the cover we need the cardstock, white cardstock, that measures 10/1/4 by 7, 10/1/4 by 7 inches, and the Tyvek we need is 12/1/4 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take your ruler and mark 1 inch on this bottom side. One more thing you need to know about the Tyvek is that it's super slippery, so when you put it on your scoreboard or your trimmer, you have to be extra careful with your cutting and things, because it's gonna slip and your measurements gonna go havoc. Okay, so 1 inch from this side and 1 inch from here. Okay, and the other thing is you need to stick Tyvek with tape. Tape, only tape. No, not glue is not gonna work. I have tried it with glue several times and it just comes off. So you need to use tape for that. Okay, now take your cardstock and bring out your scoreboard, and we're gonna score it at 1/2 inch from here and 1/2 inch from here. Okay, revolve that, and 1/2 inch from here, and then 1/2 inch from here. So you have a 1/2 inch border on all 4 sides. Then next you're gonna score at so we'll score at 5/1/4. Just forget about these 2 lines. Okay, just score at 5/1/4 and then 5.5. Okay, so now fold this part first, fill these lines first and burnish it, and the 1/4 inch mark, then score from that part, burnish. Okay, now next what we are gonna do is so finally we are gonna score at, I am so sorry about the confusion. So finally we are gonna score at 5 inch and 5/1/4. Okay, 5 inch and 5/1/4. So this is gonna be like this, 5 inch by 5/4. So we have a gusset. Okay, now we are gonna just miter these corners, that is wherever you see this intersection, cut along this marked point like this on all the four sides. Okay, now just bend these, burnish them, all the four sides. Make sure these corners just touch each other, they are not overlapping. Okay, all the corners. If they're overlapping, you can cut a little bit more. Like for this example, this one is overlapping, so I'm just gonna trim a little bit more like that. So now they're not overlapping, they're just touching. Okay, so now we'll do this same thing with this one as well. Burnish your page nicely so you have sharp corners. Now just put some glue, or you can also okay guys, so we did this cover, the cardstock one, and we have just folded this 1/2 inch all the way through the perimeter, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so this we have done to just give it more sturdiness. Okay, so now we'll move to our tie back. So our tie back should measure 11 1/4 inch by 8 inches, and we are going to make a 1 inch border from below and from the right side. Now what you're gonna do is, from the back side of this, you're gonna put tape all over this cardstock. Okay, so I'm gonna do this and I'll be back. So now I have taped the whole of the back from end to end, and I have burnished it properly. Now we're just gonna remove tape one by one, not the whole thing, but little by little, and start taping it to our tie back. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it little by little. Like first I'll do the first flap, and then I'll stick it, and then I'll do with the spine. So just line it up with this intersection point and along the pencil mark line on both the sides. Okay, make sure that you are right on the lines. This step is really important. Now give it a good press. Okay, now remove the backing from the spine part. And then slowly just bring your tie back up and give it a press. Okay, like that, and then go with your other backings of the tape. This you can do it all together. Okay, now just lay it on this flat. So here we go. So we have our this thing. So this is going a little bit up, that's totally fine. Okay, so now you have 1 inch border on all the four sides. Now again we're gonna do the same thing. We'll miter the corners. Like just take 1/8 of an inch from the corner of your cardstock, and then take your trimmer, and then just trim off your this thing. Tie back. We'll do this with all the four edges. You can also do this with the help of your scissors, but I am using this so it's more easier for me. Okay, So now we're done with this. Perfect. So now we'll put tape on all the 4 sides, and then we'll repeat the procedure for which we did this one. So I'll just do this and I'll be back. So I have taped all my the perimeter. I'm just gonna remove the backing from the upper edge and the lower edge now first, and we will stick that first. Then we'll do the same thing as we did earlier for this one. You're just gonna push the corners inside with your bone folder like this one, so it's coming out. So what we'll do is we'll just push this inside like so. You see, this one is gonna stick to your tape. So it's important that you put tape from end to end. Okay, so now just carefully just stick this so the corners will not go crooked, as you see this one. Okay, now same we'll do this with this one. Okay, so now coming on to the envelopes, we did our 8 envelopes here and we have put all the strips. Okay, and I asked you to put strips on just 8 of them. So for the rest of the 2, we are gonna put strips on just one side. Okay, the other side is gonna be plain for both of them. I have put the strips on one side and the other side is plain. So now what we are gonna do is, these would be our outside pages. So this is gonna be our first outside. Then we are gonna stick these envelopes together, all of them. So sorry. Okay, and then this envelope will come into play and the plain sides are gonna go outside. Okay, so you're gonna stick all of these envelopes as I showed you before, like these ones. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I have taped this, so I'm gonna remove the backing from one side. Just make sure that you are sticking it on the right end. The opening should be towards your right hand. Okay, so you're just gonna stick this. Make sure that this edge comes to your proper scored line. Okay, just be very careful because once finally, okay, just insert some your bone folder or anything, and make sure that your tape is all glued properly to your envelope. Make sure it's stick properly. Okay, now apply some glue on this edge. Okay, and now remove the backing from the other side. Okay, now slowly, if you want, you can lift this part like this. So finally we are done with this. When you stick the other side, make sure to just give the spine a little bit of a bend like this, so that this edge, this spine, which is a bit what do you call it, hard because of our pattern papers, so it will just give it a little bit of a movement so that it gets stick to the base. This one, you see here, so it's getting sticky over here nicely now. So you have to give it an extra push with your hands so that it just takes its place. And after you stick this, just take your bone folder and just move it inside. And if your envelopes are coming off like this, like mine are, give it some extra glue to stick. Okay, this might happen because the envelopes have layering and it needs some excess glue to stick on parts where we are stretching it. Okay, now just push it on from the sides like this. So here our album is ready. You can put your inserts inside. Okay, now if you want, you can make a closure for this and make the cover beautiful for this one. And I would also recommend, what you do is, for the cover, take one full pattern paper sheet. If you're using a 6x6, then measure your this thing, it's 6 inches. So I'm not going to give it any border or anything, so I'm just gonna cover it full. So I have cut this 6x6. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick this like this. Tape, don't use glue for this, you're gonna use tape. And what we are gonna do is, like when you remove the tape from here, just give it like this, press like this. Okay, the cover, the paper will itself bend automatically, and then you can cut the other sheet and then stick over here. So that way you will have full same pattern paper cover. Okay, and then you can make a closure for this. I think a charm or a metal closure will look more nice with this one. If you have more pattern paper, you can also line the inside papers, inside of the envelopes, with that pattern paper. But if you don't have, then you can leave it like that. As it is, it's gonna hide with all your inserts. So there we go. I'll just share with the final photographs of this with you guys. I hope you like my tutorial. Thank you guys for watching this, and if you have any queries, please do comment so that I can answer all your questions. and do subscribe to my channel for more inspiring tutorials. Thank you so much. Bye. This is Priyanka from Memory Keepers.